Boom! All right, ladies and gentlemen, success, sustainability, social impact. That's what we're going to be talking about on today's episode. So let's not delay this. Let's just get started. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you everything you want in life. Prestige, wealth, freedom. It can also take everything away from you. This show is for those who are willing to take that risk. These are the real life stories of entrepreneurs. But before we start, I have one small favor to ask. Please leave a comment. It can be advice, critiques, tips, feedback, or share this with someone because your engagement is the most valuable and most powerful form of social currency. So thank you, and welcome to another episode of Business Bros. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you an aspiring entrepreneur or business leader who wants to create successful business while making a positive impact in the world? Today's guest is a remarkable CEO, advocate for ethical practices, and dedicated philanthropist. He's built multiple startups emphasizing on sustainability and ethical business practices. His insight and experience will guide us through the journey of an entrepreneurship with philanthropy, showing us how we can succeed in the business while making a difference. So let's get ready to get inspired by our guest, Mr. Sven Patzer.
What an intro. You got me pumped up, man. So happy to be here. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's do this thing, man. Give me a little bit of a background. I can't give a bio here, but what was your story like? How'd you get here?
Okay. I was a rotten kid. Got in trouble all the time. I actually got sent to the Dominican Republic for a year in high school. Then went to South Carolina for a little bit, and then flipped, came to Denver, Colorado to smoke weed and build general artificial intelligence. But before that, I had an earlier life as a philanthropist. In 2015, created this organization called Hampton Roads Backpack Attack. We partnered with Walmart, Dollar Tree, and some other big names, and we distributed thousands of backpacks with school supplies to kids in the area. Now I don't necessarily get to be as philanthropic, but I certainly strive to be sustainable in everything I do.
All right, let me ask you, man, because that story would right away rub some people the wrong way, right? So like, okay, you said you changed, but then you came back. Your habits are a little bit different. You're philanthropic. Like, what did people, when you tell people your story, what's the kind of feedback you usually get?
I think my story is, very complex on the back end. So I try to just focus on what's going on right now. To me, I think my, recent endeavors have been more exciting than anything else I've done in the past. So, really what I'd like to project is a venture called Business Announcer that I've been working on. And essentially, we in the past had a network of a lot of business content, and we think that we are able to do it in a better way than others, and we are also able to help people who are interviewed and who work with us to other media outlets like Forbes and Inc. and places like that.
All right, walk me through the process, man, because I think we're very much in similar situations, right? Like literally when I interview people on the show, it's to get them to talk about their business in the best light possible. We take this long form piece of content, we chop it up, we turn it into clips that they can use for social media, and grow their brand and grow their reach, right? That's essentially what we do here on the Business Bros. So I think we're in very similar situations. Walk me through, if like a client wants to work with you, what does that look like? How does that play out?
So, we see a client who may be struggling to, have a winning ad strategy because their niche isn't really pay per click. They, aren't able to compete with other firms in that specific way of advertising. And we provide, a way for credible individuals who we believe have a lot of potential to, give them a true vision and picture. So, on our media end, we have businessannouncer.com, and we love talking to entrepreneurs and other innovators about their businesses, and teach new entrepreneurs how they can do well as well. But then I think where we are able to differentiate ourselves from other people is, say you come to me and you have a book you want to publish, right? Your book's amazing, and you think that it should be viewed by 100,000 people, maybe bought by 10,000, 20,000, but you don't seem to be getting the reach that you hope. If we find that you're a suitable fit for our team, we will go ahead and work with you to create a personalized media strategy. So, we know the editors at Entrepreneur, we know the executive producers at CNBC. So we have the ability to place you in slots where you fit, not where they would make the most money. I think what's crucial is getting in front of the right audience. There's so many different venues where you can pay for advertising space, and you can try to get your brand seen by other people. But if you work with us, we already have connections to publications where your target population is looking. So I think that allows us to be different from others.
It definitely is. What about those people who they know they got to make content, right? They know they got to get their brand out there. They know they got to put a message out, but they don't like the way they look on camera. They don't like the sound of their voice, or maybe they've never done anything when it comes to Photoshop or Canva. They're just getting started. What's that process look like for a client like that?
Well, it's funny you say that. I actually had somebody who did not know, really didn't have any sociable ability, was afraid to speak on podcasts, even though they were an e-commerce guru. And, they just recently joined the Forbes Council. And now, after working with me, we've really been able to open up a lot of avenues for them, whether that be through networking connections, through new customer acquisition, and things along those lines. But revenue generating activities.
What do you think has been like your biggest hurdle in building an agency like this? Because I figure I mean, again, we're like in the same boat, right? So if I can learn from you, I'm going to learn from you. But like, when you get started in this space, finding some of these clients may be a problem. Doing the fulfillment may be a problem. Finding outlets to place it might be a problem. What's been your biggest hurdle when starting this type of agency?
I'd say that to begin, it was a little tough to start out because I'm only 23. But I have a lot of experience trying to promote startups. So, for example, I'll pull out Hickey Hack. It is a brand I created first. cosmetic product ever branded with the name Hickey in it. I have another product, Bro Camo, a men's concealer that hasn't even been released yet. You couldn't get it if you wanted to, but will be put out there. And so being able to relate to a lot of people and be empathetic in more ways than one due to my weird experience, it actually is a huge tool when working with these people.
I think that in life we go through things and sometimes we see them as failures, but oftentimes they're just lessons that we can use to learn and grow upon as human beings, right? I mean, you talked about being a crappy high school student, getting shipped off to a whole nother country, coming back and picking a state where you're allowed to have some fun activities outside of traditional education. Then you go into entrepreneurship. You're 23 years old. It's tough, man, because at an early age, most people don't get to experience a lot of setbacks, and it seems like you have. How do you think those setbacks prepared you for the ventures that you're about to take on?
I think that people don't like to admit that failure is a good thing. Even my own dad, who has a business that makes 7 figures in revenue himself, he likes to say, I've never failed. But I think while that can be the case, there's always learning opportunities from mistakes that you make, and I think experience itself comes from not winning every battle. You have to put yourself in a position to be vulnerable and win or lose. Because if you don't take your shot, you're never going to go anywhere.
No, you're absolutely right. You do got to take a shot. You got 2 products there that you should, right? And my students here in class, we watch a lot of Shark Tank, and we see different products come and go, different products take off on the show. What's your experience been like let's start off with even first creating the product and creating a packaging for it, and where are you at with that particular business right now?
Yeah, so this is actually really cool that you asked. I took a little bit of a hiatus from the cosmetic industry after my first foray, which was Hickey Hack. I started with only this individual product, Bro Camo, cover up last night's adventures. I designed the packaging myself, created the logo, designed the UPCs, had the different numbers for the skin tones, and then when you open it up, there's it's a very easy product to use, but I listened to some business advice that I shouldn't have, and that's why this product is not on the market yet.
Wait, hold on. You can't just drop it like that and say it. You got to tell me, man. You're young. This is a business show. I want to know, like, what were the mistakes, man? What was that advice that you got that knocked you off your tracks?
Okay, so the thing that knocked me off my tracks was my dad said, don't focus on one product. You need to have something more than just your basic MVP product. Turns out that's not true. Because in order to create another product, I had to completely deviate from what, the Bro Camo product was. And Hickey Hack itself is green. So, the second product.
Okay, hold on. You got Hickey. You got, what's it called? Hickey what?
So there's Hickey Hack and there's Bro Camo.
Okay. Let me ask you. Wait. Before you move forward, Hickey Hack. Now, when I hear that, I'm thinking you had a late night. So you got hickeys on your neck. You want to hide that as best you possibly can.
That's the gimmick that I hear when I hear that product. I mean, tell me, am I wrong? Is that the messaging you wanted?
Right. So I mean the slogan, you can't see it here very well, but it says biohack your hookups. So it's meant exactly for that. Yeah.
All right. So Dad said don't have a single product. I tend to disagree. I think you have a product that sounds fun. At the very least, it can end up in like a gag gift, right? Like it could be something like that. And for me, like it's one of those things where you can have all kinds of cool marketing stuff. Look at even Sandra's on here, Hickey Hack. That's a good one, right? I mean, to me, that is a funny thing. If I was targeting high schoolers or young college kids, like that would be a really cool gift to kind of have as a gag. What's your price point on that? What does it cost you to make it? How much are you selling it for?
So, it with like the taxes and import fees and the cost of printing all the labels and shipping it, I would say that it ends up costing us about $4 or $5 a piece
To make
for each product. Yes.
So okay, so $4 or $5 to make, which means you got to have at least a profit margin. You probably got to sell it somewhere at least around $10. You talking $5 including shipping or anything like that?
I mean, when the product gets to the customer's door, yeah, I would say $5, and this is really small. But it's because of the volume I ordered. I only ordered 2,500 of each product. Yeah.
All right, dude. So, like, if it was me, I'd be focusing my attention on creating some fun content around that particular product, right? And I mean, you literally have access to TikTok. Plus, you can go on the paid ads part to kind of promote it. I don't know if I would do that. I don't think your profit margin is big enough unless you're going to sell them for over $10 a pop, and they're kind of small, right? But definitely on the organic side, you can be doing that stuff all kinds. It's like back in the day, I would have paid 15 for it, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's fun. It's a cool, fun product. There's only a right amount of people that are going to end up using this type of thing, anyways. And again, it's like a gag gift. Like if it was me, I'd be promoting this stuff like crazy. I'd be making TikToks about it, certain situations that happen, and then like how do you get out of it? Like that's what I would be doing to at least sell those 2,500 that you have, and then take that 2,500 and then maybe you can order more in volume if that's what you want to do. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that you can do that. But once you have that one anchor product in place, once you have that revenue coming in, you have a clientele. I mean, if you sell 2,500 of these, imagine having the 2,500 database of people that you can continuously market, right? And then you can sell it as a pack, right? Because I'm sure if you have the Hickey Hack and that's maybe a female one, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, hey, your bro kind of needs one too, right? Like, I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do to sell that product and make a difference and clear some of that inventory that you have. Like why did you stop? Like what prompted you to quit selling this thing?
My ad budget ran out.
All right, fair, but why not the organic route? You literally have the ability to do that all over the place, or even give some away to some influencers on TikTok and be like, yo, after a late night party.
Okay, so I had these TikTokers who were OnlyFans girls. They were twins, absolutely gorgeous, from LA, originally from Israel. But the thing is, they couldn't really find ways to make it entertaining, and they gave up.
Fair enough, man.
And I was like, my only thing was like, if these beautiful ladies are having trouble pushing the product, then maybe I need to, get some other advice and wait a little bit.
Okay, so look, there's one aspect that's like beautiful, hot women that are doing this, right? But think about that. That's not usually when that happens. Usually when you end up like that, it's because you made some sort of mistake. You don't like go out and intentionally go and get or give hickeys, right? That's not the intent when you go out and do these things. Your whole thing is, I made a mistake. Oops. right? So like that should be some of the marketing campaign material that you should be thinking about when creating some of this content, especially on the organic space. It's all kinds of ways that you made mistakes, and your product is the solution to solve that mistake that was already made, right? I mean, to me, that's the avenue for that particular product, whether it's on the hickey side or the bro side. I mean, they're the same type of thing. But think about it. A woman making a mistake is going to be different than a guy making a mistake. The feelings that a girl has when she makes a mistake or the things that she goes through are completely different than when the guy makes a mistake and he has the brand on him, right? So like when you're thinking about creating the content like that, it could, you stole the words right out of my mouth, Sandra. It could be so funny when you make it that people are going to want to take that product on.
I'm going to have to start making some content then.
I'm just saying, dude, I think you could have some real fun with it. And that's the cool thing about the products that you have, literally that you have created, is they're fun, right? Not all products have to be a necessity item, right? Where you use it and you don't use it and you'll pass away or something, or, you got to eat it or consume it or whatever. Like, this is a fun product. And I think you should have fun with it in order to get that stuff off.
That sounds like a really good idea. I feel like I've learned a little bit of a lesson on this show.
All right, man. So what else you got going on, man? What else you got going on? Those two products were pretty cool. Like, do you got any other crazy ideas?
Yeah, so I do actually. Believe it or not, I have a custom built CRM that that might be a good idea. I have a totally custom built CRM system with like 3 totally different levels, with all custom built email servers that can basically send like a million emails a day. But I'm still getting all the automations in place and warming up the emails. But as we're building up this content machine that is the business announcer website, I don't know, that you've got me thinking that maybe I should take a look back into this stuff.
I mean, you got a lot of inventory, right? You might as well get rid of it, get some of that money back, some of that revenue, and you never know. You could actually hit that campaign that really does take off. Usually when you run through your ad spend, it's because you weren't connecting with the audience in the first place, right? So you're trying to get that cost per click down as low as you possibly can. You're trying to get that cost per thousand that you're looking at as low as you possibly can. And once you can kind of work that front end of your ad to get that reach that you're looking for at a minimal cost, then you can have something like an upsell on the back end, something that is going to kind of cover your ad spend, but also make you profitable throughout the entire campaign. I just feel like if you gave it a shot with some ads, and this is what a lot of people do, myself included, we make this mistake as well, is we put out a campaign, we're like, oh, that sucked, that didn't work, and we kind of scrap the whole thing, when really it's more of a testing thing. Advertising, especially when it's paid ads, it's definitely go out, test. You can A/B split test. You can just test individual lines, headlines, individual types of content pieces. That's why I like the organic so much, because your organic is almost like you're already split testing stuff without having to put any money behind it. If you have an organic campaign that has a definite good reach, maybe you break 1,000, 10,000 views on that particular campaign, you can repurpose that organic piece of content and turn it into a paid ad, because now you're attracting somebody on the front end of that ad campaign, which will lower that cost per 1,000. It'll lower your your cost per click, and then once they enter your funnel, you can work on that back end to help offset some of the advertising costs. But it's going to be a test, and that's why the organic is so important. If you're creating some fun content on the front side that is resonating with some people, you know how it works. You're going to create some post that nobody's going to pay attention to anyways. You're going to get 0 views and no engagement. But if you practice at it and you get one that works, that could be the beginning of a good ad campaign overall.
You're spitting some wisdom right now. I think I'm gonna have to go for it.
I think you are too, man.
Capacity at least.
Look, you're 23, man. You're gonna have a lot more opportunities that come up, and just because, here's one thing that I tell my students all the time: you come up with a great idea, right? You have this concept and this idea in your mind, and you can see it going all the way through. It's a vision that you have. But what you usually do is you go and you share it with the people that you love and trust the most. Sometimes it's your parents, sometimes it's your spouse, girlfriend, whatever. But for whatever reason, you can't clearly show the vision that you have to the other person. And because you can't do that as clearly as you'd like, out of love, because they want to protect you, they're going to shoot down your idea. Right. And they're not doing it because the idea sucks. They're just doing it because they don't see the vision that you see. And then that kind of deflates a lot of entrepreneurs. That's where we get into shiny syndrome aspects. Like, oh, that was a good idea. And then you tell somebody, they're like, that's stupid. You're like, yeah, you're right. That probably is dumb. And you shoot yourself down that way. But give yourself the credit. You got a fun product. Have some fun with it.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. I do you have any tips for, creating original content pieces, like advertisements specifically?
Like as far as the creation?
On a TikTok, say.
So I wouldn't consider myself a TikTok expert. I got like 500 followers on TikTok, dude. It's not really my space, right? But if it was me, I would start looking at concealer videos. There's all kinds of makeup videos, all kinds of funny makeup videos, and there's also all kinds of dating videos. I would start looking at those and then get some ideas on how you can make them like more satire, funnier, right? Like, how can I take a makeup video that seems to be really popular, how they're doing it, and at the same time, how can I take some of these hookup videos that seem to be funny where they make some mistakes, and how can I blend the two? Right. And that's how I would start. If I was going to take TikTok campaigns like absolutely seriously for what you're doing, that's where I would start. Because at the end of the day, that's what's happening. Somebody hooked up, they messed up. Somebody has makeup problems that they need to fix, concealing something. And if I could kind of mix the two, you can grab the audience of the people who are in the market, in the makeup space, but also in the hookup space, and capture their attention both for this kind of one gag mistake.
That sounds genius.
Yeah, man, this is fun. Dude, this is fun. This is exactly like what I like to do, talk about this kind of stuff. All right. Thank you, Sandra. That's what I'm talking about. It's just marketing, dude. It's you having fun at the end of the day. And again, so this podcast maybe wasn't as intended, right, where we wanted to go. But at the end of the day, it's all about what value can you bring to the audience. And I think you have a great product, and you just need a little bit of guidance and a little bit, maybe a fire to light under your butt to say, oh, I actually did have a good idea, right? And I do have a product, and I already invested time and effort, and I have inventory. What should I do with this stuff? Don't give up on it, man. Don't give up on it.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that, man.
Dude, all right, man. We got a couple minutes. Look, if people want to reach out and they're like, "Look, I think I want to be one of the first to get some of this hickey cream," even if you just got to ship it, in a regular box to somebody, what can they do? How can they reach out to you to find out more?
I would say go to my Instagram, Sven Patzer.
More, man. Tell me more. What else? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna price it at? Come on.
Well, I'd like to. I think around $10 would be good, including shipping. If I can, find a way to do that, because it is small, and that it's meant to be small, so you can carry it around. So I think, if you're interested, please hit me up, or if you think that it's a good idea and you may want to work with me on making it bigger, I'd also love to hear your ideas.
Boom. All right, Sven. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, hickey cream. I'm telling you, like, you make mistakes all the time. That's something that you can definitely take advantage of. Or if you know somebody that's going out there that's always making some funny mistakes, wouldn't it be a great gag gift? That's all I'm saying. Make sure you guys reach out to Sven Patzer. SvenPatzer.com is his website, or shoot him on social and Instagram at Sven Patzer. Dude, Again, great episode. I had some fun talking to you about your product, the service today. Literally, you got something that would be really fun to kind of promote. So have some fun with it. Get rid of that inventory. And once you're done with that, if you want to continue doing it, you can. If not, no worries, dude. You did it from beginning to end. And all the lessons that you're going to learn along the way will definitely help out not only what you're doing in business going forward, but all the clients that you're going to help after that. So Sven, thank you very much for coming on the show,
Thank you
man.
for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See ya.
We're out.
It's over. Go home. Is your business in need of marketing? Try starting a podcast. But not just any podcast. Podcast like a pro. We can show you how to take your business from being invisible to becoming a brand people trust. Go to www.businessbros.biz